everybody, what is going on? So today I'm going to be doing something pretty cool. I'm going to be doing a ride review or ride along vid part 2 of the Cannondale F-SI right here, as you can see, right here in Seatac, Washington. For those of you who don't know where that is, it's in Washington State in the USA. So let's go for it. The cool part is I'm doing it on the Cannondale app because I forgot to mention in the bike check video, as you can see here, it pairs up real nice. It's a real cool app. So we're gonna go check this out and go for a spin here, and I'm gonna ride it on sections of the park here that kind of demonstrate what this bike is capable of doing and give you my impressions of it. So let me just lock up my car and go from here. We're at, this is a botanical garden actually here, so that's where I like to park. All right, let's go for it. I can't go full speed around here because you know, it's still a you know, public park. When it's Wednesday Night Worlds, which is held here, you know, the race I compete on, different story. So I'm gonna get the lefty working today. Now it's not locked out. Oh, such a cool fucking bike. I love how fucking sporty this is. It's so good. And that is a steep one. A lot of rabbits. You know, I have to say, the one cool part, the amazing part about this FSI is just how, you know, a lot of people that have had this bike tell me how much of a rocket ship it is. And it is a quick bike, I will give it that much. Oh yeah, so we're gonna jump this bike. I just gotta turn it around and make sure no one's around. Don't want to run anyone over. Just gotta circle back, make sure it's clear. Or maybe I should start across here and really build into it. Cool part about this place is I do a lot of trail building out here, so I tend to know the area pretty well. And you know, this park is so fun. It's a great place for the Wednesday Night Worlds XC because it's a really short track cross country. I'm planning to build a trail here and connect it down here, probably by myself. Not a lot of my friends help me out here, you know, like rarely. Here we go, jump it. Ooh, yeah. God damn. Boo. Oh, whoops. I was gonna run it, but no, it's okay. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. There's a gap jump in there, and I was hoping to do that. So that's why you don't go fast, too fast. So a pretty fun bike. Just go start back over again. And this bike climbs really well, given that it is entry level SRAM NX Eagle components. Oh, hopefully she's taken, like, gone a different section. Here we go. I gotta rework that jump. Here we go. One gap jump, and then the huck to flat. Yeah. It does it really well. The one thing, yeah, that's cool about this bike is just how well it climbs. We're gonna pedal up this steep ass section right now. Okay, didn't make that. But it's this. I need to go give it some speed and do it again. You're not, it's a one-way trail, but that I made this trail myself. But you can kind of see how steep it is. My friend Gerardo made this twisty one. But yeah, you can see how steep it is. The trees are here. This thing is kind of wallish. So many people have crashed down on it. Well, I'm going up for that hill again, or that's a steep shoot, because that's what not normal people think is a good idea. Maybe it's a trail strider in me. Here we go. Whew. All right, gotta have to do that, like power, like trials power. Here we go. The Zasker can make it. You can make it too, baby. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Ah, yeah. I can't. That one's hard. Had to lock out the fork on that one. But this is a really good bike. Definitely not a replacement. Actually, let's use some maneuverability for the Zasker Carbon Pro. I think the Zasker Carbon Pro is overall a better competing. It's a more aggressive cross-country bike. The FSI is more of a, like, it's a very racy bike, but requires a little bit, you know. Let's go down this again. It's so dang fun. I can't help it. Now we'll ride one section here, and it's got, it's funny, this hill going up, man, is a bear, especially during the Winston at Worlds races. This one's kind of a punisher a bit, because you go up one, like, just three, like, socky in the face climbs, but this bike handles it so dang well. And I don't know if that comes across, but it's actually steeper than it looks, so, or on camera. Here's some, you know, and I get these are like bluey green beginner trails, but there is a reason for that. And yeah, we can't, as trail builders here that have permission from the city of Seatac, we can't go building these like ridiculously wild trails. So that's why. That's why, like, they're blue-green. But gosh darn, this bike really is a great climbing bike. Now we'll go down to Rock Garden. That's not a crazy one. Oh. Huh. Someone, or some parties clearly tried to make a jump out of that. So, oh, and another one. I think you folks know what that means. It wasn't me though. I'm gonna have to go for it. So actually, let me take a picture, because I always have to make sure that whatever we do here, like, I'm not like, if it's a real project or not, because not everybody's permitted to trail build out here. So we're gonna ride up the Rock Garden and then go down that side. Let's see how this does. Really good. Just we'll check out this side here. You know, the sad thing is, you know, sometimes the sections are pretty cool, no doubt. Oh, that's powdery. That's a really powdery section. But gosh, the one thing about this bike is great climbing bike. Very edgy. You know, it's really likes to. Oh, whoops. Oh, hey, sorry. Well, there we go. All right, it's all right. See ya. And you know, so we're gonna go down this section. Like the Zaskar, I feel like it'd be a lot more aggressive on that, but I did have the fork blocked out. I'm still getting used to the hang of, or the hang of this fork, because as you can see here, I'm used to the dropper lever of this style. So every time I try to hit up my dropper lever, I keep thinking it's here. Then I'm like, oh, it isn't. Then I hit this, but then I forget to bring this, lock this back out, or put the fork back to work in non-lockout. but I cannot praise the bike enough for how much it really likes to go. Then another section we'll hit, it's called the Mother Hucker, and we'll ride by it because I gotta make sure it's clear and make sure I'll have my fork locked out. You know, the lefty fork, you can't, like, and I don't mean this in a negative way or even a boring way. You wouldn't know that blindfolded, you know, that it's missing anything. Some people are like, oh, you know, it pulls on one side or whatever, and because, you know, there's obviously a stanchion missing, or just a lefty, there's only one left stanchion on here. But this is a little Mother Hucker, as you can tell, like it's about half of my wheel. And so when you go off it, usually Wednesday Night Worlds recently, they do the put a sender ramp on it. So I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna make sure that rabbit leaves. I don't want him, or yeah, I don't want the rabbit to pop out when I go for it, but I should also make sure the landing's clear. Such a cool bike, really love it. It's just a good substitute bike when I want to change things up. This is heavier than my Zasker Carbon Pro, I'm sure. Punchy climb. I mean, you know, this bike loves to climb. That's the one outstanding thing about this. And I know the Cannondale F-SI team now is on the they're either between a scalpel or a scalpel hardtail, depending. And you know, I mean, I'd be interested in how the bike is. I did consider one at some point in time. Yeah, and that was fine. I'm just slowing down. I want to, as you can tell, you encounter people, whether on foot or on a little motor, electric motor, or a motorcycle, or whatever the hell you want to call those things. I'll just go here. I mean, the bike handles so darn well. The lefty is such a really supple fork. It does handle very razor sharp though, by comparison. And so what I'm planning to do, there's gonna be a part 3 video where I ride this bike out at my other practice grounds. Hopefully it's not too overgrown, called Tapeworm. And it's definitely more of a free ridey kind of trail. And my friend Vince built this bridge, that little wood ditch crossing. So now we're gonna shoot up this. Nice. Such a good bike. And then part 4 is gonna be a shredded edit on this bike. So you know, I think, you know, if you're asking who the target audience should be for a Cannondale F-SI, why should you get one, is a really great question. And I think, number one, do not buy it if you're hoping all your parts are going to cross over, including your wheel set, because this requires more or less a proprietary or very specific custom build for these bikes. And if you have your heart set on a certain wheel set that is not and they can't do one for a lefty 60 hub or lefty fork, or they don't feel that the structural integrity, which I've been told for some wheel manufacturers, they're not comfortable doing a 6mm offset when it comes to dishing the wheel, rear wheel, then you know, not the bike for you. If you are a DIY mechanic, you really hate internal routing, you definitely don't want this bike either. It is a nightmare. None of the internal routing is sleeved. Like, I don't believe it is, unless they count the whole down tube as a sleeve. But you know, routing, doing internal routing in general is bad. It's hard on a lot of bikes, but this one takes the cake so far outside of a road bike. And why should you get the bike? If you're really, I'm sure with a really nice spec, this is an awesome bike, for sure. But I think one of the challenges with owning a bike like this is it's a custom wheel set, and having a shop that's comfortable servicing your lefty fork once you put in all the time into it. So you really got to be cognizant of what you're getting into. You know, I'm always happy on here to give my impressions of the bike. I guess another downside is if you really wanted to run 4-piston brakes on here, like Magura MT5s or MT7s, you can't do it. Like, it's not possible. And I don't know if other brake manufacturers have a 4-piston brake that's bulky, and I don't know why you'd, and you know, so if you had your heart set on running 4-piston brakes on the back of this bike, probably may not happen. But really, this is a very tried and true XC bike. It feels very racy. I had to cut the bars down this morning to because my last one's in at World's Race, which I took 10th in, hooray. You know, they're 760 and my wrist went numb, and so I really had to dial back in some sections because I could not, you know, I'm not gonna push and I can't feel my hands. So I did not feel safe doing that. So I'd take one hand off, let it get some sensation back, do it again. And you know, this is like a 58 minute bike race where you're banging out like roughly, I think, like 12-13 miles or whatever, and my hands are going numb. That's not good. And I think, and bike fit to me is super important. People are like, dude, get the really wide bars and you get so much leverage. And it's like, yeah, but having sensation in your hands is important. You know, especially if I can't feel I'm squeezing the brake. You know, it's just all this like bullshit. People just don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like, dude, it's like, dude, yeah, a wider bar has limits, and you know, you have to get a good bike fit. It has to work for you. So I cut these down to 720. I took my digital verniers or calipers and measured it out. 760 wide. I like running 720. So I got to shave off 20 on each side. And this feels a lot more comfortable. Because I think the rule of thumb is, you know, your handlebar should be about roughly the width of your ACL joint. So, or something like that, but more or less like You know, the problem is like with that extra 40mm width was making my wrist like this, so you know, it's putting all the strain on him. Gosh darn, I cannot praise this bike enough for how, given it's almost a 26-pound bike, just how well it climbs for its weight, how direct the power feels. I think this climbs better than the Zascar. I don't only know for sure, like I haven't measured it out, but you know, like, well, I didn't ride yesterday. What happened is I was supposed to meet a buddy for a bike ride, and there was some road construction, you know, at like 6:30 in the morning, and I was like thinking I'll be a little late, but then we didn't move for like a freaking like nearly an hour, you know, maybe a few car lengths, and I was like, I told my friend not to wait, just like basically ride without me, and so he did, you know, because that's not fair. And it kind of funny enough, he showed up late, or he thought we were all meeting up at the usual time. So I don't know if you can tell from here, there's a trail, and I'm gonna ride up it, called the Goat Trail, and gonna turn this around and go for it. With the fork locked out, I guess. So I'll just be nice and cut through. I'm just making sure nobody goes up or is coming down it. Here we go. This is a pretty nice steep one too. I'm out of the saddle. And that was real good. That was awesome. I enjoyed that. But anyway, I missed my ride yesterday because I figured, yeah, like I have Shaolin Kung Fu class after in the morning, so I had to you know, by Tiger Mountain they're all we take, you know, if I get there by 8, takes a while to kind of get ready and pack stuff. You know, by the time I get that all done, then we're really pressed for time to get back down, and that doesn't cover any potential mechanicals. Not that we've had any, but you know, just makes it so frustratingly harder than it needs to be. So, and I wanted to enjoy the ride, so basically after sitting in traffic and getting there, I just the moment I had a chance to pull a U-turn, I did, and went back home and just got ready for Kung Fu class. Man, this is a great bike. Like, you know, like when you're not competing and you're disintegrating, you know, because you're giving it like 1,000,000%. This is a pretty dang good bike. It's enjoyable, even recreationally. I gotta do a trail workout here. people that are like such a asshole thing to do. Yeah, no, it's people like me that will, oh, excuse me. Thank you. All right, take it easy. And okay, here we go. We got a hill climb here. Yeah. Man, this bike makes it so, I know I say this a million times, it really makes it seamless. So cool. But back down the Rugard with the lefty sorted out. Or fuck it, you know, let's go for the other one. I didn't know how loose and beat up that trail is. It looks kind of dusty crappy, but we'll only one way to find out. Berm. Wait, how? Okay, that does not feel good. I feel like I would have fallen off the ends of the earth on that one. That jump feels bad. Oh, so bad. All right. Then let's see. I think that covers it. Like, so anyway, this is the ride along part 2 of the Cannondale F-SI that I recently acquired. Let's see what we've put in on the app. Man. 4 miles in 30 minutes. Yeah, it's a record. You know, shorter should be jealous. Actually, but anyway, that's it. If you have any questions about the bike, or you're waiting for part 3, just hang tight. But ask questions that you want. It's pretty cool. If you're wondering what this is, I forgot to mention, it's the timing tube that we use for the Wednesday Night World Tour and Seatac. So you go under a machine, you go under this one little thing and it reads it, you know, picks it up. I think it's RFID or whatever, and then you go times your laps, and that's how it does your timing. It's pretty good. Like, system works well. I'll put my web score profile, and you can follow me and see how I do on my bike races. You know, always trying to come throw down. Anyway, that is it. So if you're I'll do a part 3 where I ride tapeworm, like the silkworm section, get free ridey a bit, and then I'll do another video where it's just a shredded edit of this Seatac and tapeworm footage combined. And hopefully you folks like that. I know I haven't done a shredded edit in a long time. It's just because, you know, I'm a one-person camera crew, so it makes it really hard. You know, because I got to run around, put up a tripod, and run back and forth and that all the time. So, but hopefully you like this content. Hit me up with anything that comes to mind about this bike, and I will totally try my best. I usually do reply to it, since I don't have a million people to reply to. So anyway, take care. Hope to see you again. Thanks for riding along with me. Bye.